Greetings, my name is Aaron, and I'd like to walk you through a quick demo of our student planning module for advisors. Advisors would log in to our East Mississippi Community College portal, where they have all kinds of options, and amongst those is a link to our student planning module. This module is a self-service website intended to provide self-service tools for both employees as well as students to basically take care of the business, as much business as they can on their own without needing intervention from anyone else. The advising module, though, is basically an intervention tool. The intent of the module for the student side is to put the onus on the student to take charge of their educational career here at East Mississippi Community College. Once their program is set, then it's up to them to plan out their courses. They can plan out in one setting their whole career here at EMCC for 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, however long they intend to be here to receive the credential or classes that they need. From an advisor perspective, it's basically to monitor the activity of their advisees and to give them help where needed. Now you'll notice the notification bar up here. If a student needs help, they can send a notification. We are working with ellucian to hopefully get that notification sent to the email so that an advisor doesn't have to always log in to see if there's anything waiting. Your advisees are listed here below, but you have the opportunity to work with any student on campus by simply typing in their name or their student ID. I won't use her because I do not have permission to use her data. And so we'd click on our advisee here, and you'll notice that we have a notification that she has a library hold. So any type of issues like that could impede the success of a student will pop up for an advisor to see. Then an advisor could then send a note, as you see I've done, and tell her to, hey, get on it. You need to go pay that fee in the library. Okay? And a history is kept of those notes. So here on the course plan page, we'll get rid of that. We're able to see the courses that she's currently in right now. She's registered for, and that's what she's in for this present term. We can cycle through to see she's also on an online course. And she hasn't planned out anything for summer, but hey, she wants to do this in summer intensive too. Okay, and you'll notice that I've come through and I've approved those particular classes, and I can do a review, complete, and it will then archive that plan. So I have a historical reference of every time that I review her plan and then give my approval or denial. Okay. Now, there are two paths that you can take with student planning for advising. We could actually require that a student has approval of their advisor in order to register for classes. Right now, East Mississippi Community College has left it pretty much wide open, so students could go out there, plan for classes, add those classes to their schedule, and then register for those classes without any approval. The first semester, it's required that you sit with an advisor or a counselor and get your schedule taken care of, but after that, it's all on the student. We can look at the student's progress here to see the progress that they're making towards the degree requirements. And we can see what her GPA is. We can see how many hours she's completed, how many she has in progress, how many she's planned for. And here's the total number. That's the magic number she has to reach. And then within the requirements, we can see the sub-requirements that she's completed, the ones she's planned for. And just go through the list, check everything off. Yep, looks like she's doing pretty good. Here's her second intensive stuff for the summer that she's planning to take. And this looks like where maybe a little bit of fatigue set in and she just sort of shut things down. So we could send her notes saying, hey, hey, let's finish up the plan. Let's get everything taken care of so you'll be able to plan ahead and stay ahead. And this shows in a lump sum everything that she's completed, started, and planned out. You'll also notice that each requirement will have a little description and details of the requirement as well. So this is really meant for the student to control and pretty much lead their registration process, and then an advisor can step in as needed. So they're not required to handhold as much. Now, if a student did come face to face and said, I was really thinking about changing my program to architecture, an advisor could pull up the architecture program and look at the requirements, and then convey to the student the necessary steps that they would need to take in order to get into the program, as well as whether or not the classes they've taken would apply seamlessly to that new program, or if it will extend their time. There may be some classes that they have planned that wouldn't be a good fit. For instance, do you really need nutrition or chemistry for architecture? Maybe you could change that to general biology, or something like that. And of course, this is temporary because it's a what-if scenario. So they'd have to go through the proper channels of getting that program changed. And you could essentially go list by list and just pull up all types of programs for the student to do the what-if analysis. And then a student that may desire a particular class in a particular subject. So for instance, if a student was really digging some music right about now, then you could come into art and maybe you could scroll through to see if there was any music appreciation available under the arts, which right now these are only the art classes, so we could do a search there. It's probably under the music subject. And then we could pick out some music classes, and of course there's descriptions and all that good stuff for giving a definition of what the class is about, where the class is taught, what time the class is taught, and all that good stuff. If there are any sections available, you'll notice that for some of the classes there aren't any sections available, so it would probably be a waste of time to add that to their plan. And if any notes were needed, for instance, you'll see I've sort of chided her a little bit, told her, hey, you need to work a little harder. After doing a review, it seemed that a couple of classes maybe she wasn't doing too well on. And again, for historical purposes and reference, this history is saved. So you can always come back and say, hey, I sent you this note, or hey, I reviewed your plan on this date. And that, my friend, is student planning for advisors in a nutshell.